So I found myself in front of another wood pile. Over the past week being out here, I have been around a lot of tight shoulders and a lot of tight hips. So what I want to work on today is kind of rotating the anterior and posterior tilt of the hips. And one of my favorite ways to do this is with the shin boxing set. Now, I have to put my hands on the gravel. Most of the work that I do isn't on a yoga mat because I'm always having to move and adapt my hands. I feel that a healthy life exists in a wider area than a yoga mat. Let's get started. I'm going to take my hands and I'm first just going to put them behind me. I'm not going straight back. I'm making them kind of wide and I'm just leaning back. Then I place my feet 1, 2. The way that you know that you're going to do a good shin box is when your knees dump down to the side, your top knee here is going to fall into the instep of your foot. So if your heel's up, you want to pull it back. And it lands right in the instep. And then this top knee here, I'm on the instep of my foot and I'm going to push that knee forward slightly to elongate. Again, me love you long spine. And then I come back and then I dump to the other side. You're noticing I'm tilting my feet, I'm adjusting where I have to. And I dump down to the other side. Once I'm here, I push my knee forward and I roll my hips up and I'm back up. So again, I always adjust my hips because as you're doing this, you're doing what we call an ass walk. You're walking forward. And we'll do those later. If you've ever come to class, ass races are fun. Okay, so we go down and then we push our knee forward. Other side, push your knee forward. Just this alone, you'll feel the hips working, the sacrum working. And then now we're going to add a little bit to it. We're going to elongate more. So when I'm here, when I push into this knee, I'm going to spiral my shoulder out and push all the way into my thumb on that same side hand. So right knee, I push into the thumb on the right hand, and I lengthen and I can look over my shoulder, lengthen the spine, back up, down. Now I'm rolling the shoulder, pushing into the thumb, push the knee away from you, and back. Let's do this a few times. One more each side. Okay, readjust. This is called a circus freak. Again, you're going to slide your hands back, and then I like this yoga mat because now I'm going to turn my fingers to the side, and when I walk them back, now watch how wide they get. They go out and out. They are wide. Again, a lot of people go back instead of wide, and the wider I get, the further back I go. So I'm placing them on the ground and I'm pushing into the ground, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to touch one elbow and I come back up, and when I do this, I roll the shoulders out and I lift the chest. Again, touch an elbow, lift the chest. You can keep your knees bent or whatever. I just like to keep my legs straight to make sure that I'm lengthening and I'm rolling open. I'll do this from another angle. Nice and wide. I touch, and when I come up, note the thumbs on the floor. When I'm spiraling open, I'm pushing into the thumbs, feeling the whole hand on the ground, all the way out to the fingers. If someone tried to pull your fingers off the ground, they shouldn't. You should be all the way out into the hands. If you have the flexibility, you could go down both at the same time. I don't suggest that at first. In those, if you're feeling pain, it's because your arms are probably too narrow. Make them wider. This is why you hire a teacher, because every person I've told to make their hands wider, they just keep going back, because it's weird. When I say lean back, people's shoulders come up, so they bring their hands back. And you'll notice that my hands will stay on the same plane as I make them wider, and I keep going back. Okay, now I'm good. But most of the time when I say lean back more, people will keep their hands in and they'll just bring them back, and they wonder why when they're going back they can't. So your first work is 10 of these each side, and then straighten 10 each side. Again, I'm pushing this knee forward. You also will use, if you get better, you can turn your heel up and I push forward. Staying on the balls of your feet. Pushing into the hands. Feeling it stretching all through the bicep tendons. And just sit and feel for a second.